Are you somebody thinking about potentially refinancing, but wondering how much money can I really save? You're seeing stuff all over the internet and hearing stories, but what about you in your particular situation? And what about now in 2021? So, I want to bring your attention to an interview I did a while back where I went through some particular situations that I'm dealing with clients right now that have actually closed on their refinancing. I want to show you what's possible with the right advisor and the right strategy. Check it out.
I want to show you some real stories from real people right here in Connecticut that have actually done something about it. They've seized the opportunities in a lot of different ways and really changed their financial circumstance. In some cases, completely changed their family's trajectory financially for decades.
You're talking about what, like refinancing, right?
Yes. I want to show you these strategies in play in real life right now.
So how much money can be saved by removing PMI or mortgage insurance?
A lot of money can be saved. Let me tell you about a young couple I work with in Southington. I helped them buy their home a year ago. They put the 3.5% down. They had good credit, had a good amount of debt, and they got their first home. They used an FHA loan at that time. It was the best loan for their needs, and they put that low down payment. But what we found is, looking at their scenario now, 1 year later, their annual review, their credit had shot up, both of them, by over 20 points. Their debt to income went down over the last year. They've been fortunate. They've been able to pay down some of their debt, and we were able to convert them over just 1 year later to a conventional mortgage, drop their PMI, drop their interest rate, and they saved $172 a month by doing that 1 year later. And they said to me, Rob, there's no way. That can't be. And it did happen. Another one I'll tell you is a single gentleman. He bought a 2-family house, lives in one unit, rents the other out in Southbury. He had bought a house right before the pandemic with a low down payment, and we converted him over to a conventional loan. Now, after 1 year, he has 25% equity in his home. He only had 3.5% equity when he bought it. Now he's got 25% equity in his home. We dropped his rate. We got rid of the PMI. His total mortgage payment went down over $200 a month. He's now putting all that money in his 401k. Now he's going to have tens of thousands of extra dollars in retirement. And the last story I'll tell you about a client that got rid of their PMI was a client that I worked with that didn't have great credit when we worked with them about 1.5 years ago. And we had to get rid of a bunch of debt. Their credit was so low, they ended up with a 5% mortgage rate, which even 1 year or two ago, that was a pretty high rate. We got rid of all the debt though. So now her credit went from low 600s into the mid 700s in just 1.5 years time.
Wow.
We dropped her rate from 5% down to 2.99%. So a full 2 percentage points. Her payment went down just under $300 a month. She's been retired only a short time. And this extra $300 a month was a godsend for her. I mean, she's right now, just for the first time, getting in tune with a pension and Social Security and being on a fixed income. And this extra couple hundred a month is the difference for her of living a tight budget life and actually having some financial freedom. So hopefully that gives you some insight.
Wow. Boy, does it ever. Can you talk about those, maybe some different ways people can borrow for home improvements?
Yeah, so home improvements, one of the huge reasons people are refinancing, especially recently. So I know a lot of people now are saying, well, should I do a cash out refinance or should I get a home equity line of credit? It's a normal, question that comes up. And because of where we're at in the economic cycle, because of where we're at with rates, I think a few years ago, a home equity line of credit was a better idea. Now I'm a little bit worried about these people that have taken these because they're adjustable rates. And as we come out of this historically low rate environment, these home equity lines of credit are going to start adjusting. So when you had a $100 payment, now it's going to go to $150 or $200. When you had a $500 payment, that may go up to $600 or $700 a month. And the issue that I have, because I've been through one of these cycles before where the rates went up, is all of a sudden when the rates start ratcheting up, everyone that has a home equity line of credit panics and they all go to refinance at the same time because they're like, oh my God, it went up all this amount. I can't handle it. And now you're at the mercy of the market. Now it's like whatever I can refi that into, I have to take. The rates aren't as low as they were. So that's why I personally believe that the most efficient way to borrow for home improvements when it comes to long-term strategy is definitely the cash out refinancing.
I hope now you're starting to see the potential of what's possible if you're working with a real professional that understands how to put together these refinancing strategies and how they can apply to you in your particular situation. On this channel, we actually empower people to take control of their future through these expert mortgage and refinancing strategies. If it's your first time watching, go ahead, hit the bell Also, hit subscribe so you get notified on all of our future content. And if I can be of assistance to you or anyone you know, I'm licensed in Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Florida. You can private message me or call or text my office, 860-413-3938. Hope that helps, and we'll talk to you soon.